Good morning. So I have a tea tasting for you this morning. I have agreement from my husband that he will not vacuum for the next 15 minutes. So we will see, and I will keep filming until the vacuuming occurs. So I have 3 teas that I'm finishing up, and 2 are gifts that were given to me from it. Not from the company, from a friend, and they're from Adagio. And then I did purchase, I know I said I wouldn't, but David's Tea was having a free shipping event and I couldn't pass it up. So I got, you can't read it because it's like the hardest packaging to read. It's Confetti Cupcake. I'll read to you about it, but first I'm going to pour some of it out so that you can see it. Confetti Cupcake sounded so fun, and I thought it would be really nice to have like a desserty kind of tea, because one of the reasons I'm trying to get more into tea, can you see that? I can't see it really well. Okay, there we go. So you can see there's like sprinkles in it, and there's little white chocolate chips in it. And it's really a pretty tea. And I'm going to pop that in my teapot, my little yellow teapot that has hot water in it. And I'm going to read to you from the website because this packaging, impossible to read from. So I'm sorry if there's a little bit of bouncing. Okay. So this blend is serving serious funfetti vibes. Enjoy unbridled fun and wonder in every bite of this light green rooibos that tastes like the best vanilla birthday cake ever. Better yet, this one has no artificial colors or flavors. You're never too old to have your cake and sip it too. So this mostly smells like white chocolate. And it's a green rooibos, which I don't know much about rooibos, but I know that rooibos is not always my favorite. So this has apple, sprinkles, which is cane sugar, palm oil, cornstarch, natural coloring from beet juice, vegetable juice, annatto extract, spirulina extract, turmeric, beta carotene. Oh, there's more. Hold on. There's so much more. Beta carotene, paprika, oleoresin, sunflower lecithin, maltodextrin. This seems crazy. Carnauba wax, cellulose gum. This is all, I don't know. Okay. Cellulose gum. This is all what's in the sprinkles. That's kind of gross. Okay. Chocolate. And the chocolate has sugar, cocoa butter, whole milk powder, non-fat dry milk, whey powder, milk fat, lactose, soy lectin, sunflower lectin, cocoa mass, natural vanilla extract, natural coloring, beetroot, natural flavoring, natural vanilla flavoring, green rooibos, and calendula. Okay, so I could do without the sprinkles, I think, because what's in them sounds really gross. But having said that, one of the reasons I bought this is David's Tea has a podcast, and it's called Steeping Together, and it is a really nice podcast. There's not many of them. There's only 2 seasons. But it's a very nice podcast, and there was one with the first season's all their staff, which I think is really cute. And it's kind of nice to get to know their staff in a podcast. And one is with one of the product developers, and she's talking about like the most overlooked teas. They spent a lot of time on development from what I can tell. And she mentioned this one because I think this is based on a different kind of tea that they had that they tried to make all natural. So again, it is all natural, even though what's in the sprinkles sounds kind of gross to me, but it is technically an all natural tea. So I bought 2 items when I got a David's Tea order, because again, I was able to get like free shipping on $10. So that I will do. That is rare, I think, for David's Tea, that you get free shipping. And I was able to order something, a very small amount. Again, I think the free shipping is at $60, which I was not ready to spend on tea. And I hate paying for shipping. I don't know. It's like, it's just a thing of mine. I would almost pay more for a product and then not have to pay shipping. I don't know why. It's just crazy. But so I bought this because I wanted a nice desserty tea, because I'm trying to get off of drinking wine, and I like playing with flavors. I like having tastings. I like things like that, which tend to be around wine. And I don't want the calories of wine. I don't want the alcohol of wine. It's actually funny. Lately, I haven't been drinking my wine. It's been sitting in the fridge for a week or 2, which is great. But it's nice because it's been cool, so I'm just mulling it at the end, like when it's sat around for too long and it's probably not as good anymore. I'm just mulling it, especially when I have a rehearsal and people are coming over to my house. So, all right, I'm going to actually let that steep a little bit longer, and I'm going to talk to you about the next one that I am going to try. So this is Adagio's Citrus Mint Green. So I got this. Here, I'll pour it out into a bowl and you can see it. I have already steeped this. I probably will. Actually, I'm going to taste the green first, because I have tasted all of these teas before. But, so let's see if you can see that. So that's what's in the citrus green. And I'm not sure everything that you're seeing. I am a genius and actually brought my reading glasses for this tasting. Ta-da! Okay, so now let's see if I can read the bag. I have really bad eyes, even without my reading glasses. So the ingredients are green tea, spearmint leaves, lemongrass. The lemongrass is what you can see a lot of in the bowl. Lemon verbena, orange, marigold flowers, natural lemon flavor, and natural orange flavor. So this was a small sample that I was sent. I like the samples a lot. This was part of, I think they have a monthly subscription box that you can get, and I think this was the one for September maybe, and it was sent to me, so I had a few different Adagio teas to taste. I'm loving Adagio tea. A lot of the tea tubers that I'm listening to are very, very in love with David's tea, but I'm loving Adagio. Again, Adagio is a little bit cheaper. I like some of the programs that Adagio has, so I don't know. So I'm going to try, actually I'm going to try the green. So this is in my penguin tumbler, which you may have already seen. It keeps things moderately warm, not super duper warm. So my penguin tumbler is from the Tampa Aquarium. I may have told you that my son is really in love with penguins. And the Tampa Aquarium has a wonderful program where you can spend a little extra and go and spend an hour with the penguins. So I think 3 or 4 years ago, I was down in Florida with my parents, and we drove down to the Tampa Aquarium. We spent an hour with the penguins, and then we needed, I don't usually buy a lot of stuff. I think actually, yeah, my mom bought this for me because I was coveting it and wouldn't buy it for myself because I kind of like to be minimalist and like to not buy a bunch of things. I'll buy perishables, I'll buy food, I'll buy tea, and as soon as I've drank through some of this tea, I'm going to buy more tea. But I don't like buy a lot of mugs, and I don't buy a lot of teaware. You probably won't see a lot of that on here. So this is very light colored, this green. It smells very minty. It tastes very citrusy. So I do like this. It tastes like a citrusy green tea. Having said that, I probably won't buy more of it because I like really roasty toasty green tea. I like hojicha, I like mate, I like very flavorful green teas. I don't like my tea to be really light like this. This might make a really nice iced tea, but I don't drink a lot of iced tea. So this might be something I would want in the summer, but I am probably unlikely to make an iced tea just for myself. My son likes iced tea, and I tend to stay herbal, no caffeine for him because he tends to drink it when he gets home from school. So it's nice. I like it. I'm not going to have any trouble finishing it. It smells good. It might be a really nice kind of after dinner drink to settle your stomach because of the mint. But again, it's a green tea, so it's got caffeine in it, and I try to do almost no caffeine after 2 p.m. I'm a very finicky sleeper, and so I have to be very, very careful with my sleep hygiene. Sometimes I can drink caffeine and it would be fine, but I have problems sleeping enough that I just don't even mess with it. That's one of the things as a counselor I talk to people a lot about, is that sleep hygiene, the problem is it's not directly correlated. So sometimes you can do these things and still be able to sleep, and sometimes you can't. And for me, sleep is important enough, as it should be for most of us. Sleep is important enough for me that I need to do all the things that allow me to sleep on a regular basis, no matter what. So now we are going to try Confetti Cupcake in my little teapot. Okay, we're not going to do a lot of this just because I've got a lot of tea to drink. Okay, so this is another one, very, very light, almost water. It does have a kind of white chocolatey smell, not much of a smell. Very, very light flavor. It basically tastes like, and again, I've steeped this now most of the time I've been on this video, so like 10 minutes of this video. It's been steeping a long time. It has very little flavor for me. It's fun to look at. It smells good in the bag, kind of. It's just not very flavorful, and I like very flavorful teas. I mean, it's kind of like if I'm going for a wine tasting, like I don't like wines. I take that back. Sometimes I would like a cold white wine that doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. I tend to buy, when I buy white wine and I drink it in the summer, I buy a pretty inexpensive green wine that's kind of sparkly from the grocery store, because I'm not a big white wine aficionado. It also, when I buy that wine, it has very little alcohol in it. It has about 7% alcohol. It's almost a wine cooler. And it's very light. And it's one I can kind of drink during the day just to cool down, and it's lovely. But that's not usually what I'm going for. I like bold red wines. That's what I drink. So that's just the way it is. I'm gonna actually, if you don't mind, I'm gonna move the camera down a little bit. because I realize I'm really low. I hope you guys don't mind how lo-fi this is. I'm not looking fabulous today. Maybe that's why I started the camera high. We're going for a hike in like 3 or 4 hours, so I have like layered hiking clothes on. But as not fabulous as I am looking today, I am very excited because I'm losing weight. Not a ton. I don't need to lose a ton. I need to lose my COVID weight. And it's slowly coming off through, I'm not going to talk much about it because I know it can trigger people, but I am happy to be taking off COVID weight. It's a hard thing to take off. So this is my last tea. This one I'm going to drink all of, so I'm going to pour a great big glass of this. And I'm going to let it cool a little bit because I bet it's hot. So this is my fancy pink tumbler, which keeps things, I can make tea at night and it will be boiling hot in the morning. So like I can, if I'm going for a drive or something and I want to make my tea the night before, it's going to be good. It's from Swell. It was given to me as a gift from my mother-in-law for Christmas. We actually got 3 of them. So this final tea that I'm going to drink, I've been drinking all week because again, I'm trying to drink down. So this is from Adagio. This is Assam Harmony. This is a lovely tea. I'm going to pour some of it out for you. This is a lovely tea. It is a plain black tea. I am pretty happy with my Twinings English breakfast tea. And my husband likes his Twinings Earl Grey. So this is what this Assam looks like. It's actually a pretty tea. And it is what it is. It's a very nice tea. It's very pretty brewed up. It's got a very rich flavor. So this one I probably oversteeped a little bit, which is not a terrible thing. I like my black teas oversteeped a little bit. It gives them a bit more kind of burnt, nutty flavor. So the other thing I did want to talk about today is this app I found called My Tea Pal, which is funny because one of the podcasters I listen to around weight loss, again, last thing I'm going to mention about it, there is a podcaster, she does Half Size Me. It's the most reasonable weight loss podcast I have ever found. She's lost 150 pounds and has kept it off for 10 years. And doesn't talk about fad diets. She doesn't talk about any kind of crazy stuff. So I like her. If anybody's ever looking for something that is reasonable. Okay, so she recommends MyFitnessPal for tracking things. I don't love MyFitnessPal. I use, I think, the Lose It app to track. But I found My Tea Pal, and you can put in what you're drinking, and you can go and it will give you options to put in kind of the flavors of it, which I think is really cool. So from the other day, I put in this Assam Harmony, and I put that it tastes grainy and kind of wet earth. And I think today it tastes a little bit burnt, which is not a bad thing for me. Again, because I think I oversteeped it, but that's not terrible for me. So this has nothing but Assam tea in it, and it says to steep 1 teaspoon per cup for 3 to 5 minutes. It's nice. I won't buy it again. This was again another one of the tasting ones. I'm sorry, my heater just kicked in. I'm gonna stick with my cheap bag tea for just a plain black tea in the morning. This is the first thing I have in the morning is a plain black tea. And I'm gonna stick with the ones that I have been drinking that are more inexpensive from the grocery store rather than a loose leaf tea. and I'm going to play around with more of the flavored teas. So this is nice. It doesn't smell much. How about the leaves? They don't smell much. They smell like tea. So again, nothing wrong with this, and maybe if you have a more sophisticated palate than I do, you would love these fancier loose leaf teas. But again, it tastes like tea, and actually I like my Twinings better. So I hope you guys are enjoying these. I'm loving making these. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I hope you guys don't mind the rambly part of it. I think some of you like the rambly part of it. So I'm going to keep doing that. You get to know me a little bit. And we get to talk about tea. Thank you guys. Have a good one.